Welcome, weary traveler. Come warm yourself by the fire and let us regale you with mighty tales, tales of adventure, tales of heroism, tales of Tamriel. By the divines, dear heaven above. That's it. Show's over, guys. Thanks for coming. I don't even know what else to really say. I am your host, Aggelos, and I am here with the one, the only Arkhaniir Silver Shield himself. How are you, sir?
I am doing great, excited, nervous, all things at the same time.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. We also have on the Discord call himself, Shawnownu is here with us. How are you, sir?
Probably just excited as you guys are.
I find that hard to believe.
Like I was telling a friend, like there's 3 guys you're gonna hear squealing like little girls on this podcast.
I legitly wanted to start. I legitly wanted to start the show just going. Oh my! Ark, I don't even know where to start. Dear heaven, the Bethesda E3 conference happened last night. We actually delayed the show because of this. So we're going to actually talk all about that tonight. So before I get too crazy, let's go ahead and give a shout out to our chat room. Hello, chat room. I know Monday night is a weird night for Tales of Tamriel, but I'm sure glad we waited. I'm glad we waited for a day.
I was like, I said Aggelos last night or 2 nights ago, and I was like, hey, are we doing Tales? No, we're not.
Yep.
We're waiting.
We're waiting.
Okay.
That was it. We're like, nope, we're waiting on this one. Also got to give a shout out to our newest Patreon supporter, Ika Sugami. Yes, because that's how I always say it now. She's the latest supporter over at patreon.com/Dungeon Crawler Network. So if you want to go help support us over there, you can do so. That helps keep the metaphorical torches lit, allows us to continue to do what it is that we do, as well as kind of make it better for you guys. You know, isn't that kind of what it's all about? Providing you with the quality entertainment that the Dungeon Crawler Network likes to provide. The other way you can support us is heading over to iTunes and leaving us a 5-star review. That lets people know that we are a real podcast, that we say real words, and sometimes they matter. And I actually do have to give a shout out on this because I miss quite a few people who recently put in reviews. So I'm going to quickly grab my phone here because it's the easiest way for me to read reviews and pull up some of the latest reviews and read them for you guys because they were actually really good reviews. And I feel bad. It's odd that the best of podcasts, this is actually really disturbing me right now. The best of the podcasts, the way iTunes determines it is the way that the most episodes that have been downloaded this week. Episode 1 is number 1. The reason why that's so disturbing is the quality is so bad. But what I'm imagining people are doing is they found our show and are now going back and re-listening. Oh, but the quality is so bad. So people, if you do that, thank you for that. But please start with a later episode so you know where we are quality-wise. Anyway, back to this. We've actually hit 114 reviews on the U.S. store. Valerie J left us a 5-star review that just says, excellent show. Jabby Jabs 12, love Elder Scrolls and love Tales of Tamriel. Capacitor 86, you guys got me hooked on ESO again. Keep up the great work. Volakis, this is simply the best ESO podcast out there. And finally, Razu. Actually, there's more than that. I should probably read more. Razu left us one good source of gaming fiber. I've been listening to this podcast since 2016. I work a lot and I work alone. Podcasts keep me sane, and this is hands down the best podcast out there. Entertaining, informative, and a good source of gaming fiber. Y'all should find another in-game books series to read after the 36 lessons of Vivek. So interesting. I look forward to them. Keep up the great work, Razu. He's also one of our patron supporters, so thank you so much for that. And we'll read this one too, because this one's all the way back on March 7th. Get Off My Desk, Khajiit by the Not So Lusty Argonian Maid. I've been listening to this podcast since day one, and I should have wrote a review a long time ago, but believe me, I get excited every time a new episode comes out, and it's at times can be sad to see people come and go from the show, but it's nice to see change. I heard Thais is coming back. Super excited for that. Keep up the great work. Thank you so much.
Thais is coming back?
The Not So Lusty Argonian Maid. She actually has talked about coming back. So whether or not she actually gets around to doing that may or may not, who knows.
Yeah.
But I told her that one of the things we're going to talk about, Murkmire, she was like, oh my goodness, finally. So if I come back, I'm going to have to buy her a race change because she wants to be an Argonian. But
Yeah.
Also, Lotus of Doom, thank you for the bits. Hey guys, just stopping by quickly, say hi, make a donation for keeping me sane at work. Check out Lotus of Doom, twitch.tv/Lotus of Doom. He streams a lot of ESO, so go support a fellow ESO streamer. Definitely cool. Thank you so much, man, for the bits, and thank you so much for being part of the community. Whew, all right. So now that we got done with all that, I will be making an effort to read all of the podcast reviews again. I apologize for all the people who were so kind as to leave me a review and, I didn't get a chance to read them. If you're from a different region and you left us a review, want it read on the show, just send us a quick message, dungeoncrawlernetwork.com and check out the contact us, leave us a message and say, hey, review on, I don't know, England's store. And I will hop on and take a look. It's very difficult to check reviews from other countries because iTunes only locks you into your one. So you really have to do some funny maneuvering in order to do that. But anyway, Bethesda E3 conference.
Oh.
We're back. All right. There is so freaking... We actually, and this is something that we did. We actually created a voice channel in Discord, and a whole bunch of us came in there and we're watching it together, the whole Bethesda conference. And while this is an Elder Scrolls show, I know there's a lot of DCN people who are very interested in Prey 2, I think it was. Or no, Rage 2.
Rage 2 and Prey something. Prey is getting an expansion.
Prey is getting his
like
expansion, yeah. And of course, Fallout 76. I know a lot of people are interested in that one because that's essentially, for all intents and purposes, it's an MMO. It's just a light MMO. I imagine they're going to use the phasing technology that the ESO has. They'll just split it down to about 12 people.
I think it's actually going to feel kind of similar to what Destiny 2 has, where like when you just say, hey, I'm going to this area, and it phases you into that area, and like you'll see other players and whatnot.
Like a hub and spoke kind of game.
Yeah.
Guild Wars 1 was set up that way.
But they did say didn't they say it's going to be open world? Destiny is not open world.
Yes, they said no server.
Yeah.
No, but I'm thinking of like what viewers might be picturing as like, oh, I'll see a person here and there, not going to see 500 people all over the place.
Yeah.
Like ESO.
Yeah, Todd specifically mentioned that like this is still a wasteland, and like you won't see. This is not a theme park. This is a wasteland. So they are going to do something so that it doesn't look crowded.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely going to be a sandbox. So that's going to be. But from the mechanic side of things, I really think we're going to start seeing a lot of the mechanics they've learned from Elder Scrolls Online, and we're going to start seeing those brought into Fallout 76. So we got a lot of people interested in that. Ark and I are probably going to end up playing Quake Champions, I think, a little bit more. Good possibility of that. Yes, we are.
Isn't that free right now for the week?
I think so, yeah.
I played Quake during open beta, and I realized I suck at it, so I decided not to get it.
But I think it's going free to play, period. I might be wrong on that one.
No.
And
just for the
they're doing the free-to-play weekend or something like that.
I feel like there's something special that if you down... Anyway, regardless, I may end up picking that up. I know Doom's getting an expansion as well, which looks pretty awesome.
Doom Eternal?
Yeah, Doom Eternal. that's a sequel of sorts. So we'll see that coming in as well. But this is an Elder Scrolls show, so let's go ahead and talk about the Elder Scrolls titles. First up, ESO is getting 2 new DLC coming this year that they announced. Wolfhunter, which is a dungeon-based DLC that is all about lycanthropy. So we'll get to fight those nasty werewolves. I'm actually curious if they're going to make it so you can contract vampirism from those dungeons a little easier now, or if they're going to keep it the way it is. Yeah, lycanthropy.
I don't know. I mean, at this point, it's not really a necessary thing, because there are a lot of, like, at the earliest time of the game, there weren't as many werewolves around, so people really had to go out and looking for them. But now pretty much everyone has it, so it's really
wasn't there like some quest way at the beginning where it was like there was a blood moon or something, and like that's how you'd actually get it originally
in ESO or in Morrowind?
Yeah, in ESO. Like, okay, so if no one was a werewolf, how would the first person become a werewolf?
Because there was a mob.
It was a
mob.
Yeah.
There were mobs in the last zone of each of the 3 alliance, like Rift or whatever, that would spawn only when there was a full moon of both Joan and Jode at night. And if you fought them, you would get the disease. So no, there was not a quest of any kind for people to get it. It's the same with vampires. There was a chance that there were mobs that would spawn that would give you the disease. And hello, Clan of Orphan. I was going to shout you out, and then you said, long live the queen. Then I'm like, maybe I shouldn't, because ick. Anyway, Clan of Orphan, thanks so much, buddy. Yeah, no. I
knew there was something, but like I never actually saw that part of the game.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, I want to become a werewolf. Hey, who's a werewolf?
Yeah, and by the time I think you were playing with us on PC for a little while, most of the guild had it, so we were just giving away free bites to people.
Yep.
But when the game first came out, people were selling bites for like 50,000 gold or something like that. It was insane.
It was difficult to get, though, really. I've never seen one of those werewolves that spawned that give you lycanthropy. Like I've been playing this game
one time
since 2014. I haven't
Wouldn't it be kind of cool if there was like some legacy blood in ESO where it's like, hey, if you've actually found the original werewolf and that's how you got bit, maybe you had an extra bonus instead of like a secondary. That'd be cool.
Something cosmetic would be nice, but otherwise it would be, I don't know.
People
would complain about it. But but a cosmetic something would really add flavor to it.
A little side note, and this is, I don't know why I never noticed it before. I mean, it's just new. But the new daily login rewards, we get a Dusky Finnick Fox this month. I am so excited. I love the Finnick Foxes. So I'm very excited about that. Thank you so much, ESO, for that one. Definitely making some very good strides with putting stuff in the game that you can earn. So I'm very excited about that. Hopefully they continue to add things into the game. Specifically, I'd like to see some things for hard content or super low drop chances. AKA put crown crates on dolmens. That would be cool. World bosses, 2 or 3% chance. That would be amazing. Anyway.
Or do more like the Imperial City stuff back when that first came out. Remember, there's still like skins I don't even have yet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But see, Imperial City was when they were still subscription. So yes, it was.
First they were DLC.
Yes, it was.
It was the first they were DLC, right?
Yeah,
Imperial City.
It was the first DLC. It wasn't when they were first subscription, but they were working on it before they went by to play. So same with Hrothgar. Okay. Both of those were in the works.
Yeah.
Yep, there you go. Clan of Orphan, DCN's only North American PC AD viewer. That sounds accurate to me. Yeah.
I think there are some AD hereticals in, like, I keep seeing in Discord.
Oh, Musclehead.
Musclehead is one of them. Yeah, Musclehead is one of them.
So many heretics. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Bad issues. Anyway, so that's the new dungeon DLC. I will say they showed some concept art. And there's this giant image of Hircine, so I imagine we're going into Hircine's realm, the hunting ground.
I mean, it does say come face to face with the Daedric Prince Hircine.
Yeah.
So I wonder if you actually fight him as a boss.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
I mean, unless it's not like out of main quest, out of main storyline, fighting a Daedric prince doesn't make any sense. Well, even in main story, fighting a Daedric prince doesn't make any sense. But it's main story, you ignore bunch of stuff, and there are a lot of things that overpower you. But in a dungeon, your characters should not be able to fight a Daedric prince. If you can fight a Daedric prince, what are you struggling in the dungeon?
Yeah, right.
Just destroy the dungeon and be done with it.
Okay, like I know absolutely nothing about the dungeon, right? Well, but what if it's you are fighting Hersey and you get him low health, and all of a sudden he does like full health, one shots everyone, and then he disappears, and like that's the end of the dungeon or something like that.
That would be funny.
Yeah, I guess, but I would rather not fight the Daedric prince in a dungeon, because that would feel, I don't know, they would have to put such a lore behind it to make it make sense that you are fighting the Daedric prince.
Right.
Well, what was that one place where you go to, well, as soon as you get lycanthropy, that you go into the realm?
That's the hunting grounds.
Hunting grounds, okay.
Yeah.
Yep, that is the hunting grounds. The other thing that I guess we'll move off of the dungeon DLC for right now, but the next DLC they announced, and as Clan of Orphan already spoiled if you're watching the video, 4 years since announced, this was announced way back at the very first QuakeCon.
Yep.
That we started seeing stuff for this. Yeah, I'm very excited for this one, just so you know. But yeah, it's seriously been like 4 years, and we're finally going to start to see Murkmire. That's pretty exciting. It will be
and it's going.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go.
No, you go.
It's going to be adding a new group arena as well, which is something I'm also very excited about, because I can't do Maelstrom Arena as a full tank, and DSA is now boring because I've done it so many times. So it was time for a new group arena as well, and a lot of Argonians, which I don't know how I feel about.
Yeah, with you a bunch of Argonians. Yeah.
You guys are Redguard or Ebonheart packed anyway, so why are you upset?
What for?
Because what? Well, I'm not upset.
No,
it's just that Argonians are.
You're just like, no.
Argonians, Black Marsh.
Yeah, that whole that whole thing, that whole chestnut. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm not real sure. I'm big on the Argonians myself, but. It's nice to see Black Marsh, because it's an area that we've not really seen before, not since like Elder Scrolls 1. Like you get to go to Murkmire in Elder Scrolls 1, but that obviously is 25 years ago. Yeah. So yeah, that's interesting. We'll finally get to see something there. Yeah, Murkmire. So those are the two new ESO things that are coming out. Really excited about all of that.
What I'm curious is, though, what kept this from emerging for 4 years since its announcement? Like, what happened in between?
Well, okay. You know they had to like get out Thieves Guild and Dark Brotherhood. Like those are some of the first things they needed to get out, right? So I can see that they took some time with that. And you said Hrothgar and Imperial City were already like in the works before that.
Yeah, they were in the works.
Yeah, but,
and they were also very much I want to say
didn't
partly
Hrothgar
done.
and Murkmire? Yeah, but didn't Murkmire and Hrothgar was announced in the same QuakeCon?
Yes, they were. And so was Imperial City, actually.
Yeah. So do you think like Murkmire will be, I mean, after Hrothgar, all the DLCs we got were, at least the story's own DLCs were small. Like Gold Coast was small, Hughesbane small. Do you think Murkmire will be similar to Hrothgar in terms of DLC quality? Because Hrothgar is so far their best DLC, and it's almost as big as an expansion.
I think it's gonna be like Clockwork City size.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be Clockwork City. I feel like what they did, the original idea of what what Murkmire was, I think the assets got absorbed into like the Shadows of the Hist, because that was kind of what my first thought was, that Shadows of the Hist was what we're gonna get for Murkmire. Now I think we'll get the zone, because obviously eventually we're going to get every zone in Tamriel, right? Like that's eventually
I wonder
what's gonna happen. But
Wouldn't the Shadow of the Hist dungeons make more sense in like Murkmire? No, I'm just kind of thinking, just by like what they are. I guess they're in
I
Shadowfen,
missed what
which
you.
makes sense. Well, I'm just like, wouldn't it the dungeons make more sense in Murkmire, like the Shadow of the Hist dungeons?
probably would
kinda
have.
thinking
Yeah,
out
but
loud.
they don't add dungeons into story DLCs anymore. So
Yeah, I know. Well, I don't think they've ever done that actually.
Into the
Besides Imperial
that-
City.
yeah,
not
that's
even
true,
Hrothgar had dungeons. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very much the case. Not even Hrothgar had dungeons. I didn't even think about that one, but you're right. They did not add. They have not added any dungeons into the DLC.
Besides DLC dungeons.
Except for the DLC dungeons. Yes. But I don't know. Is that a problem?
No. I mean, I'm happy with the current way of content schedule that they are delivering at the moment.
Yeah, like they're doing bomb at keeping like we are spoiled. We are spoiled
Yeah.
with content. Like let's be honest. Like yeah, sometimes you might be able to pound that content through in like a week if you actually try or whatever, but you get it every 3 months.
Yeah, no, they have really. You are right. They've not missed a single one so far. It's every 3 months they've got something out, and it's pretty impressive at that point, definitely. So no, it's cool. I'm glad to see Murkmire's finally going to make an appearance. Shout out to TS Fangirl. I was looking at her tweets and she seems super excited, but obviously her water dancer is an Argonian, so keep that in mind. So she's an Argonian lover herself, I guess. But
So you know what they need to do with this since Murkmire is coming out? They have to have like Lest They Are Going Made Volume 2. They need to do it.
I don't think they will ever mess with that.
Come
Just
on,
leave
they
it
got-
as the
Volume
masterpiece that
2.
it is.
Clan of Orphan says, I'm calling this now. Spellcrafting will come out with Q1 or with the chapter next year. I can see it as a chapter thing, but
With the chapter.
Yeah.
next chapter, yeah, that would be kind of interesting to see, definitely.
But if they put spellcrafting into a chapter, what is the next quality of life DLC be? Okay, we know the dungeon DLC and story DLC now. Okay, that's 2 DLCs. So the third DLC will be a quality of life DLC, like champion points, justice system, and housing.
Right.
So what's it going to be now? What is this year's quality of life?
I don't know.
like I was saying before, basically everything we've asked for, besides now even Murkmire has been added to that list or promised or whatever, they've kind of brought.
Hey, I've
Now the only thing is spellcrafting.
kind of
That I can
kind of
think of
separate,
anyway.
but I got the Horn Dragon Helm style page for my dungeon. My damn.
Oh, you got the helm?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I've been trying to get one of the visible pieces, but all I've been getting like staves, boots, something like that.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited.
I should probably do more battlegrounds now. That's all I've been doing. Except Somerset's story, but we cannot talk about it
Yeah,
yet. so-
nope, not yet. We're going to talk about that probably next week. I have made some significant progress through that, but we're not doing Tales. This is all Bethesda fun stuff.
Yeah.
All right, so that was pretty much all they talked about for help me out here, Art.
ESO.
ESO.
ESO
ESO.
stuff, yeah. Met fire on stage.
Fire on stage.
Stage
Yeah.
just blessed us with these news.
Yep. All right. So next up, we have the Elder Scrolls Legends. I know pretty much for that what we've seen announced. This actually came out a little while ago. They said that they're pretty much switching the developers to a completely new developing studio.
Really? Wait,
Yeah.
I missed that.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
they're getting rid of Wolfpack and going to something else right now. The idea, I think, behind that was Clan of Orphan actually made a good thing. Guild halls in Q1. Like legit guild halls, not just someone's house that has been
Oh, my
deemed.
buddy would be so. He literally
Yeah.
has $1,500 in his house as a guild hall. Like he has every Stone, every crafting station. I like everything.
Here's the thing, though. At the moment, the only thing that is keeping one of the current houses from being a guild hall is probably just a piece of code that instead of traveling to the player's primary residence, you just add an option to assign a house as guilds, and you just teleport to guild's primary residence.
Which
So
you guess
that's
you
not
kind of already
worthy
do
of
that
DLC.
anyway.
Yeah, that's
Like-
not worthy of a full DLC.
No, but as a quality of life patch, why not?
Yeah,
guess
but
the
I
way
mean,
you could-
as a patch, maybe. I mean, I can see it being a part of another DLC, but not the whole DLC.
No.
being about
The
guild
Q1
No.
is what we're talking about. Q1, they'll
Yeah.
have a quarter patch. Remember, summertime is when they do the DLC, like the chapters.
The chapter.
halls. Okay,
But we
yes.
have two new things coming this year because remember, we just had Somerset. So in Q3, we'll have the dungeon, Wolfhunter, and in Q4, we're
Yes.
going to have Murkmire. So that's the October
Yes.
to December. January to March is our quality of life patch that they normally do.
Yep.
What would they add there? And then summer again will be whatever the next chapter is going to be.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is, like, the previous quality of life patches added champion system, justice system, housing, which is an entire... Basically, they put the engine of, like, placement engine into the game.
Yep.
So just adding guild halls would be very...
I guess you're saying small.
Yes,
Yeah.
small. That's just a little bit of tweaking around with
I can see
the
how they would
instancing
do that
works.
though, ish, because they added the gifting, right? So like, what if they added the guild hall? So a person buys it, whatever, they buy it, and then people can place their own items in there, and then that becomes the hall's item or whatever.
Oh, if they
Like,
extend
everyone
housing
can do that.
that way, that makes sense. Like if they
And then because
extend
they added
this-
gifting already, right? So like, you can already
Yeah.
buy other people or anything basically in the game with crowns.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that I would like being able to also add items into someone's house rather than just move them around.
Right. And it would have to be like a shared whatever that like the guild leader would or his officers would have control.
It'd be a permissions thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they
Mhm.
might
I can see that.
elaborate that a little bit. I'm not really sure, but yeah, I don't know what they'll do for
I mean-
Q1 at this point because
Yeah, I mean, I would love to put dragons into Ag's house, like place
Oh.
dragons everywhere.
not gonna happen.
Just one day he opens up the guild
You gotta
house
make-
and there's
There's a big dragon staring at me.
All right, you should take all his stuff that he has in his house right now and actually move it into a dragon shape. You know, like those people that
Yeah, good luck
for the
with that.
housing thing.
Good luck with that. I think I have like
I haven't
one
been in
picture.
your house.
doesn't have anything.
I have like I have.
All right.
So when you
Contact Thais and tell her to log onto his account and put all this stuff in there.
if you log into my house, literally as soon as you zone in the door, all my chests are just circling you for the housing items. That's all I have. That's all I have. And it's
You're no fun.
yeah. So good luck making a dragon from that.
Meanwhile, the Silver Shield clan on PC European Mega Server offers you a huge meat haul by Arkhaniir Silver Shield provided in the Mistwheel Manor and via recruiting. So if you're on PC European Mega Server and in need of a guild, we are hiring for Silver Shield clan with a very decorated guild house with most of the crafting stations, not all of them. I still haven't got the jewelry one, but most of them are there. So yeah, it's a little bit of advertisement there.
Yeah. Hands of Fate North American PC Mega Server has the same thing,
Get good, scrub.
just with my code guild later. Storm's Lord. Check out his guild house where he has everyone. And also, we have monthly
Wow.
Crown Store giveaways. Come participate and get Crown Store
Wow.
stuff bought for you. There you go. One up. I win. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to. Well, I mean, we talked about the legends. I mean, they've already said
Well,
they're getting
you didn't say the main news though from Bethesda E3.
for what? I'm sorry. Go ahead. What-
Legends is going to be releasing on consoles as well, including Switch and other consoles.
You
And
act
if
like
you start
consoles
playing-
news. It's not.
Well, Switch is actually. I mean, I don't know why you would play
So-
this on PC or Xbox or PlayStation, but Switch is a very mobile console, so I can see how this is a very
So
fun.
I own a Switch, and like the only time I bring my Switch is when I go and play other games I can only play on my Switch, right? If I'm gonna bring my cell phone with me everywhere I go and I can already play Legends, Why would I bring my Switch?
Yep.
Two reasons. First, battery consumption. Legends being the game
There's chargers.
I was gonna say everyone has chargers. It's like, oh, can I?
Not
There's
all the
car
time,
chargers.
Yeah. I mean, when I'm on commute, I don't charge my phone, for example. Or also, if you don't have one of the whatever plus phones with the bigger screen size, in my case, I have a Galaxy S7, and sometimes I have to like lean into the phone to actually see what the card is. So a bigger
glasses.
So you need stronger glasses? Did you just say that?
Yeah, we did.
These are stronger. Yes.
Yeah, we said that at the same time. Yeah.
Well, so basically, they are coming to consoles as well, and the progress will, like, if you start playing on your mobile or PC now, your progress will be saved to the consoles as well.
Yeah.
Also,
Basically,
one
as
thing
it is with all
about that Switch
card games.
doesn't have its own native Wi-Fi. Like, so you have to connect to Wi-Fi. Cell phone, you can play as long as you have cell phone service.
Yeah, that's.
I'm
also
not
true.
discussing whether if it's better to play this on phones or not.
You
I'm
feel
just
attacked,
giving
hey,
out-
Ark.
I mean, we said we would be discussing all things that happened
We did.
regarding Elder
We did.
Scrolls on Bethesda E3 press conference. This was the news in Bethesda E3 press conference for Elder
Some
Scrolls Legends.
things are just
Was the
more
entire
important than others. Apparently, that's all.
I know what I'm waiting for.
Yeah.
We don't talk about it until we are actually there.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So, are we good with Legends?
Yeah.
All right. What's even up next?
new
'Cause
interface looked
I don't
cool.
even have it up.
What's next? The next is Elder Scrolls Blades.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Ark, why don't you talk to us a little bit about Blades? You and Sean.
All right. So Todd Howard came on the stage, talk about all Fallout stuff and everything.
Correction.
And then suddenly,
Correction. Todd the God Howard.
yeah, Todd got
Boom.
Howard.
Yeah. Before we even jump on that, did anyone else notice, like, when Pete Hines came up, he's like, I'm Pete Hines, and someone's like, I love you, Pete Hines, and he's like, love you too. I just had that image from, like, Megamind in my head. I love you, random citizen. Like,
I love Todd Howard's version better though. When Todd said, like, we all know why you all came here, and someone just screamed, Todd Howard!
Todd Howard. Yeah, no, I agree. Okay, continue.
I would have gone there for Todd Howard as well.
Yeah, yeah.
So basically, we saw
Well,
an Elder
actually-
Scrolls. Yeah,
Hold up.
yeah.
I think it's very important that we show something on the screen before
Why
we
you-
before
I
we.
don't-
Is that the?
Oh yeah, no,
it's
you know
the
exactly
thingy,
what
the thingy.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up here on the screen right now because before he announced this, he did say the real reason why anyone was there in the first place. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, do you want me to? Anyway,
No,
just go ahead.
I'm trying
Do
to
it.
find
So,
just do it.
Basically, Todd Howard came up there, and we, as always with previous E3s, we heard a very familiar sound, which is the theme of Skyrim. Now we got Skyrim on Special Edition, we got Skyrim on consoles for next gen, and then we got Skyrim on
Skyrim on Switch.
Yep.
And as we all know, everyone is fed up with Skyrim, right? It's like, enough, give us a new Elder Scrolls. But unfortunately, Bethesda being Bethesda and Todd being Todd, they decided to announce. Like, I was actually going to skip this.
No,
news, but,
we're not
because
skipping
they are not
this.
positive. Because they are not positive news. But they decided to release Skyrim again.
And here it is.
And yeah.
Elder Scrolls speak of the past and the future. Now, Skyrim looks to the future, to its ultimate version.
Alexa, play Skyrim.
You're level 57 and see a tall snowy mountain.
Climb it.
Now, Skyrim and life become one.
A mud crab scuttles towards
First
you.
Roda.
I didn't catch that.
First Roda!
I didn't quite catch that.
First Roda!
Your shout echoes all the way to Sovngarde.
What happened?
Fusroda. That's the command for knocking things over.
Is there a command for picking shit up?
Haven't reached that level yet.
I'm sworn to carry your burdens.
Ooh.
The dragon unleashes fire breath on you.
Okay.
You have 7% health left.
Oh, shit. I drink a health potion.
You are out of health potions.
How many wheels of cheese do I have left?
473.
Okay, I eat all the cheese. I eat all of the cheese. All of it.
Hey, hun. Remember what the doctor said about dairy?
Yes. Right, yes, of course. You're the greatest. Thank you so much. I ate all of the cheese.
Introducing Skyrim, very special edition. Also coming soon to Etch-a-Sketch, Motorola Pagers,
Oh, shit.
and your Samsung Smart Refrigerator.
Isla Noose. Oh, that's cool.
I love that so much. I love that actor, by the way, so it was really funny to see that.
Yeah.
But it was just so funny to hear that. Fusroda throws everything off.
I love how they just they knew, obviously they are following social media.
Oh,
they
yeah.
have PR people, and they knew all the hate and
yeah.
memes about Skyrim being released over and over again, and they just embraced it and made it into something magnificent.
So,
and I love it.
What I just told, Aggelos and Ark didn't know this till a little while ago, and I told them the Alexa thing actually exists. You can download Skyrim on Alexa and play it. It's like a talking adventure game. So it spawns you at a crossroad, and it will say, "Hey, this is on your left. This is on your right. Which way do you want to go?" And then you can go and say, "Alexa, go here," and then you can play the game like
It's
that.
a choose your own
Basically
adventure.
playing D&D with Skyrim setting.
Yep.
I am so that was the first thing Todd basically announced, or rather showed, not announced, but it was. Yeah, I love Bethesda.
I drink a health potion. You are out of health potions. Oh crap! How many
All
wheels
the
of cheese do I
cheese.
have? 407. I eat all the cheese. All the cheese. Remember what the oh yeah, you're right, honey. Mm-hmm. I eat all the cheese. Now also coming to Etch-a-Sketch, Motorola pager. The Samsung the refrigerator was hilarious. With the that's cool.
Uses ice shout, ice comes out.
Ice comes out. Yeah. Oh, dang. Okay, we can continue with the news now.
All right. So basically, after this fun stuff, we actually got there were Fallout stuff and everything, and then we actually saw a Elder Scrolls title on screen, and it said Elder Scrolls Blades, and apparently this will be launching in fall 2018, and it's a mobile Elder Scrolls game, but the graphics and the setup looks actually very well done.
Yeah.
I am not even sure if my Galaxy S7 will run this. I'm not sure. I'll try.
Looks like I would probably want to say a little bit better than Oblivion on the 360.
I could see that.
To be honest,
A little bit better than that.
Of course, it will probably be different on different phones as well.
Yeah.
With
They probably
the
were showing it on an
performance.
iPhone 10.
Yeah. So here's the thing. This will be free to play on iPhone, iPad, and Android devices. There will be an early access, so you go ahead and sign up. Before I forget to mention that, I think it's Playblades. Yeah,
Yep.
playblades.com.
Playblades.
You can sign up for early access as well. So this will involve an arena that you can fight with people 1 versus 1. This will involve, if I remember correctly, an infinite dungeon.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Basically, a randomly generated, procedural generated infinite
Oh,
dungeon.
that's gonna be fun.
Plus story mode.
Right.
So there will be story as well. And the story is that you are, Blades are in exile, and you go back to you are a member of the Blades, the Imperial Guard, if you will. or the Guard of the Emperors. I don't,
Yeah.
whatever you want to say. And you go to your hometown, or where the Blades' hometown is, and you find it in ruins. And the main objective is trying to rebuild this place back to its, I'll just say, former glory. So yeah, there's an arena, there's a procedurally generated dungeons, and a story mode. And this will also come onto PC and VR as well.
Yep.
And you will be able to play, like the arena mode, for example, you will be able to play in between. So I will be able to fight Aggelos from his PC while I'm on my mobile phone. I have no idea how the controls will work in that way.
Yeah, yeah.
But for the mobile part, it's just that, like, I'm just gonna put on my phone like this, and you just swipe, for example, like this. I didn't mean to open that.
I
swipe right,
didn't mean to open that, but it's open now. So.
Your weapon swipes right, or if you do, I don't know, something like this, for example, your weapons
Do a slash.
swings in that motion. Yeah. So it could be fun.
No, it could be
fun, and it's free.
Yeah.
It's free to play.
Yeah.
Like
One thing Ark forgot is it's not just PC and mobile. It's also console and VR. Like, so you can have someone playing on VR versus someone playing on the PC. Don't know why you'd ever want to do that, but you could do it.
You could.
Yep.
And the best part is if you pick it up on VR, our console, our PC, and you stop playing, you can pick it up on any of the other devices and continue exactly where you left off. So they're not independent. It's one character, one game, one account. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That is so cool to see, you know?
Oh yeah,
I'm really excited for that specifically. That was something that I really excited.
You know what I'm actually really excited for about that? With that, had they bring in like Elder Scrolls to the phone, they were saying Fallout Shelter had 120 million people, which is more players than all their other games combined.
Yep.
So that means so many more people are going to experience an Elder Scrolls game that's never experienced it.
Yeah.
And then maybe they'll want to come to, say, ESO, like, oh, I really like this story. How do I find out more? They're going to Google it.
Right.
And they're like, oh, this exists?
Right.
And so that's going to bring more people there. More people on Elder Scrolls 6. You name it, they're going to be like, oh, more people did Tales of Tamriel, maybe.
Yeah, right?
Who knows?
No, yeah.
I like that.
I mean, we can if we all play this, this will most likely be in our Tales.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I did this in, like, I was at work and, like, during lunch break.
Or the fact you can play it in portrait mode, as Todd said on his thing. You can now do it in the meeting because, I'm checking email.
Yeah.
Die, imp, die. Yeah.
So I'm not allowed to be on my phone for texting or email, but I can definitely see Aggelos doing this at the bank.
Hopefully no one from my bank listens to the show because that's going to be awkward.
Didn't you just get a bunch of them too?
Why I just mentioned during your lunch break. I didn't really mean just during your lunch break, but I just said lunch break, and you guys just said during meetings and everything.
No.
Why did you bring
that?
That
was Sean, and he's already on thin ice when it comes to coming on this show again.
Oh, I'm waiting to be kicked. So if you guys never hear from me again, you know why.
Yeah.
Aggelos hates me, and I'm only on the show because Arkhaniir brought me on here when Aggelos was AFK.
Yeah, that's pretty much it until I get on the show, so you better say what he wants to real quick. He called me like 40 before the show started. Yeah, thanks a lot.
Yeah. So when I did.
Yeah, he did.
I brought it. I didn't say it during the show, though. You just brought it up.
I know, but I still remember. I still remember. But now, I probably pissed off half of our listeners because we have a lot of older player base, and they're all like, "What? 40? Is that a problem?" Yeah. So are we up to the big one? Yeah, I think so.
I mean, if you want to.
I think we are, because really, do we have anything we want to say else about
Wait, hold on.
Blades?
Let's talk a little bit more about Blades.
Okay.
So if you actually looked, it looked like a straight up like RPG. It looked like you can have your own skills, the skill lines, equipment.
The UI looks like Oblivion.
Full-fledged game.
Yeah.
Yes. So you're gonna hate it.
Yeah, probably just because it looks like Oblivion.
I'm gonna love it.
Well, I mean,
do you have the link open, Ag, from the show notes?
I do not, because I'm fighting in Battlegrounds at the moment. So.
Oh, okay. I mean, the first picture here, the one that shows the town, like the structure is entirely Oblivion.
Oh yeah, no.
I look at it and this is Oblivion.
Well, I mean,
and
if
I'm
you're
so happy
Well,
about
you
it.
remember the blades too,
Yeah,
so that
yeah.
makes sense.
you're
Oh yeah.
you're a freaking Imperial. That's what you are.
Oh yeah. See, that is a question I have. When will this be taking place in the timeline of Elder Scrolls?
Ooh, didn't they mention that?
Well, all
remember.
right.
I was-
I want to say they mentioned that somewhere.
Hey, here's the thing.
I heard
it would have to be
200.
before Skyrim, because remember the Blades were disbanded after the White Gold Concordant. That's because remember it's the Oculus something or another that took over their duties, but the Blades were disbanded after like the Great War. So
I want to say he actually said 200 years before Skyrim. I remember
well, that
the
would have
word
been around
200.
If they-
Oblivion though. So
Yeah, that would be exactly when Oblivion.
oh yeah,
happened.
all of that. Remember we talked about this last show where every single Elder Scrolls game, with the exception of ESO and Skyrim, took place in 50-year time period.
Yeah.
So that would actually kind of make sense then.
I can see how they would be like the line of septums basically ends with Oblivion, right? The
Yeah.
Martin septum is the last septum and the line ends. So it would make sense that the Blades after the septum line ends, they were like within that few years time, they would be exiled.
Well, I mean the Blade's job kind of changed from where it was before. Remember, before it was guarding the Septon line, but that sort of
Then
changed
it was like-
after
Yeah.
all of that.
I mean, obviously there were no septum line to guard anymore.
Well, yeah, that too.
You failed, Blades.
Oh, yeah,
you failed hard.
very hard. So, all right, we got more stuff to talk about at this point. Anything else on the Legends?
Not
No.
yet.
Okay, so let's set this up a little bit. Around this time would have been where I would have said they did the Keystone speech, right, which was all about Fallout 76. That was kind of the big news for this year.
Yeah.
So right at this point,
That and Starfield. Everybody was expecting seeing Starfield, which is, and Todd Howard also gave it a big prep up too. Like, this is the first big franchise, first new franchise in 25 years and everything.
yeah,
And I've been looking forward to seeing Starfield because
right.
it's a new space RPG from Bethesda that we know nothing else about.
Right. But so he got done with all of this, and you saw the end of the speech, and he pretty much was like getting ready to walk off the stage, and he's like, oh, wait, one more thing. And that's what we're going to see right here. A 30-second clip, and the world went wild. I even remember we were in Discord, and at the end of the thing, we were getting ready to sign off. He's like, oh, hold on, one more thing. We started that, and I heard the music, and I specifically was like, no way.
And some people start talking. I was just like, shut up.
Yeah, and then you heard that score, and you're like, no, I was baffled at this, like absolutely, completely baffled.
I was like, no way. This is like, it's not possible, right?
Yep.
It's not possible. There is no way, because I was watching, like, I was waiting Starfield. I was waiting Starfield to be the.
And they did show
announced the
Starfield. They
highlight.
did show Starfield a
And
little bit, but it was
They
just
just showed like a 5-second video for Starfield.
Sure.
And that's just the logo. And then I was like, oh, okay, the show is over.
yeah.
And then something started on screen. And I was like, wait, is this related to Star? And then the score hit.
Yep.
I was like, no,
Yep.
not happening.
Yep.
But it happened.
It did.
You sound upset.
No.
I was.
I think.
I wasn't upset. I just couldn't believe
Well,
it.
that's just it.
I wasn't
We knew
expecting
about all
this
this other
for
stuff. We knew about
couple years.
Starfield. We knew about 76. there really wasn't. There was leaks. There was no leaks for this. No real leaks.
Honestly, someone posted one text on DCN Discord, if I remember correctly, with the leaks of Fallout 76. It said that
it did say something with Test 6 was announced. It actually did say that.
It said something.
But they say
like
that every year.
An inside source
Touche.
leaked.
Every year they're like Test 6 every year.
Yeah. And I thought what they thought would be an Elder Scrolls 6 thing was actually Elder Scrolls Blades.
Yeah.
So I thought that leak was actually about that, and the guy who leaked it didn't know about it, or basically just trolling. I wasn't expecting this.
Yeah, no, I don't think anyone was, because that whole Elder Scrolls 6 thing, everyone's like, oh, they're going to announce it. They do that every freaking year. Every freaking year they've said Elder Scrolls 6 is coming.
So the one thing I don't like about this, that they announced it, is we know it's only in pre-production because there's an interview with Todd that said it's only in pre-production.
Yeah.
And he did mention it's not going to be out till after the next generation of consoles.
Yep.
Right?
I
So that's a
believe
minimum
what
of 2
he
years.
mentioned. I believe what he meant is he didn't say next generation consoles. He just said next generation. And I think what he meant for Starfield and Elder Scrolls is next generation of their engine. Now it will probably be around the same time as consoles, next gen consoles, but it's not that they are waiting for the consoles, but I think they are waiting for upgrading their entire engine, which I will be very happy about.
My only thought is if they upgrade the entire engine, the current consoles probably can't run it anyway. So
yeah, that's true too, I guess.
Well,
what were you saying?
I'm thinking.
Oh.
Well, how long does it normally, like, let's assume, like, pre-production, like, all, say, ESO 6 right now, and on them is like, hey, we just started working on it, we're just talking about it, we have some concept art, that was a concept art, let's assume that. How long does a Elder Scrolls game take to make?
Probably about
like,
4 years.
Wasn't it like 4 or 5
Something
years?
like that, yeah.
So, like, say if we're in pre-production, is actually 4 or 5 years from now?
2022.
And then just like, yeah, instead of 2020.
Which would actually still put us
there's
around the timeline I had said once upon a time for ESO, because that would have put ESO at about 10 years.
Oh.
Like, I really wouldn't expect this in 2020. They could release it by 2020. It is possible to make an Elder Scrolls game in 2 years for a studio like Bethesda, but it would suck.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would wait 5 more years than have an unfinished game. For example, Dragon Age 2.
Touche, well
I
played.
never played it.
Yeah.
That was an Inquisition, right?
No, that was
No, no,
literally
that
two.
was-
Okay, that's only Dragon Age I've ever played.
No. 2 was... See, I didn't even play 2, but I know 2... Everyone was like, oh, we hate 2. 2 sucks, you know, so...
Yeah.
I only played 1.
So, like, what I think's actually going to happen is Starfield. It's called Starfield, right?
Yes.
Starfield is going to come on 2020, and then 2022, 2023 is when Elder Scrolls 6 would come out.
Well, in 2016, Todd said there will be 3 new IPs, 3 new intellectual properties, 3 new franchises before Elder Scrolls 6 happens. Starfield is one of them. We still don't know about the other 2.
Well, could that also have been new franchises that they brought on?
Like Rage 2?
Rage, yeah.
No, wait, in that interview,
Rage
in that
existed
interview,
in that time, didn't it?
Ark.
I don't know.
So in the interview I posted in the general on DCN, he did say that Elder Scrolls is next.
What?
I told you to watch it.
Well, you posted it 3 minutes
did you
before the
say?
show came on, so...
No, I posted like 20 minutes before when I saw it.
I woke up for this at 4 a.m., Sean. You can't expect me to just...
Sean, you're losing your
wake up, watch
your
it, think.
ally here too. So even Ark's like, get this guy out of here.
Oh well. Nice knowing you
Nice
guys.
knowing everyone.
Click.
See you later. Yeah. I think
But
starts
he did
trouble.
say that. Todd Howard was having an interview with I don't know the other guy's name, but it was just him and Todd, and it was about a 12-minute interview.
Yeah. I might have to.
Honestly, the way I see it, like, this tease is just a way of them trying to shut up everyone who is going about Elder Scrolls 6 every time Bethesda talks about something.
ESO,
anything.
yeah.
They talk about ID Software's like completely irrelevant studio. ID Software's Doom or Quake. And people go, where's Elder Scrolls 6? They don't even make it.
Yeah.
They're completely. They talk about Prey. People go, hey, where's Elder Scrolls 6? They talk about anything they talk about and try to release or try to hype up. A huge, massive zerg of Elder Scrolls fans just go, where's Elder Scrolls 6? Why are you guys not making Elder Scrolls 6? You guys suck.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, come on. First, they don't have to make the same thing over and over again. Second, I would rather have them make this game
Like perfect.
with not perfect, but like I want them to want making a new Elder Scrolls rather than feel forced to make it because there is a market demand. Because we know what happens to those games.
Yeah. It becomes
Exactly.
Assassin's Creed.
The reason Elder Scrolls is Elder Scrolls for me is I really believe that Todd Howard and everyone on this team is passionate about
Todd the
what
God
they do.
Howard.
And if you force these people into making the game, or if you annoy the hell out of them by constantly pestering them about a new Elder Scrolls game, they'll be like,
All right, just get it done.
again, this.
Yeah.
So I feel like this is their way of just, okay, see, here's your Elder Scrolls
Shut
6.
the heck up.
Shut the heck up.
Yeah. I could see that. And I definitely could see that, and I would not fault them at all for doing that. But not only that, we had talked about this already in the past. They're going to have so much speculation. People are going to talk about this trailer, this 30-second trailer, for like the next 4 years and analyze every little pixel of this thing until...
Like, if you look at this photo, you see that there are some bays and like ins and outs in the coastline, right? I'm pretty sure people are already generating a topographical map of it.
Oh, yeah. Well, we knew that. Yeah, of course they are.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out
I
where
mean, I
it's
want to
at.
do it myself, but I lack the knowledge in geography. I can't do it.
Yep, nope. They already have done that. People are already trying to figure out exactly where this thing sits. I guess the current prevailing thoughts is it's either Hammerfell, High Rock, and Elsewhere are the top.
I hope it's not Elsewhere. I mean, Khajiit has amazing lore, yes, but I would much prefer a Red Guardian, like, because I find them more interesting than Khajiits. Khajiits are funny. But
Well, depending
Hammerfell
on
is
where it
interesting.
takes. See, the thing is, after Elder Scrolls V left off in terms of like story, you have the Aldmeri Dominion forming up, and you had the Joan and Joe disappearing. So now you have the two kingdoms of Palatine and Aquilea that were once elsewhere. So the Khajiit are doing their own thing, following the Dominion, which I'm not really sure that would be all that great. But remember what happened in Hammerfell. The Crowns and the Forebears are having this giant war with one another.
Yeah.
Yep. So I would much rather... also, but here's the thing. Yeah, they are having a giant civil war.
So it's already the
they are also the last king. Like, Hammerfell is the last place that held the Dominion off.
Yeah?
Wasn't? So, just from, like, if they don't add a gap to Skyrim, like, as we just mentioned, like, how the previous games were in a 50-year interval, or whatever. If this new game will take place in just around the same time as Skyrim, it would make sense that this is Hammerfell, so they can continue the story between like Aldmeri Dominion trying to basically take over everyone, but Hammerfell is still putting up a fight.
What if they don't, like, so they kind of went away from that, you were saying 50 year, then also in Skyrim.
Well, it wasn't 50
300
year
years,
each time. 1 through 4 was in a 50-year period.
Oh, I thought it was 50 years each time.
No. Within 50 years, each one took place. Like, the time was like 5 years here, 7 years here, 14 years here. But it was all within 50 years because Uriel Septim, the 7th, was the reigning emperor the entire time. So it was throughout his entire lifespan. I know a lot of...
And then suddenly from Oblivion to Skyrim, it's 200
yeah,
years.
There's a massive jump between the two.
So I wonder if it's going to be another massive jump so they can just be like, all right, moving on.
See, and that's kind of where we're at sitting with, you know, what I was saying earlier. The only two games that actually... The Interregnum, which was about 800 years before Uriel Septim the Seventh, which is where ESOs takes place, and Skyrim are the only two that did not take place within one man's lifetime.
Yeah.
Because I know when I used to play, before I really dug into the lore or whatever, you know, I was always assuming that, hey, the hero could always be maybe the same guy. Well, technically, probably not, because they had canon endings for each one of the stories. Like the Nerevarine went off to Akavir. Like there's a canon ending for how those things happened. So, you know, it's interesting to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I hope it's Hammerfell or Hyrule and not elsewhere. Also, like when I look at this climate, and I instantly, this is how I imagine Akavir looks like. I don't know why. I never seen Akavir. I don't know. I never read up about climate of Akavir, but I always, for some reason, this is how I imagine Akavir looks like. I know I really don't think it will be Akavir, but I don't know. This looks like Akavir for some reason.
I never Akavir deserty.
No. Right? It's a lot because you have the Kamal, which are snow demons that thaw out every once in a while. So right there, think Game of Thrones with the frozen north. Then you have the Kaputung, which are lion-like people, or almost like relatives of Khajiit, but they're kind of jungle. Then you have the I can't remember. They're not Imga are in Valenwood, but more monkey-type people in the Thousand Monkey Islands, which you could say are probably similar to, you know, jungle-type islands. So, no, Akavir is very, very different and vast. So,
I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if the game in its entirety, like, we speculate that whether if it's going to be Hyrule, Hammerfell, elsewhere, whatever, but it will be about over a decade when this game is released, and a new engine, new consoles, probably with some crazy GPUs from Nvidia and crazy CPUs from Intel. The technology difference will be vast. Just from now and 2022, just within the next 3 to 4 years, the technology difference will be vast. So
did you
we expect this to be in a single zone, but this could very well be an entirely different experience with a massive map.
Not only that, but also keep in mind there's certain things that they do as a developer that I don't expect that we'll ever see. Like what actually happened to the Dwemer, they like that level of mystery. Akavir has always been. There's even a book called The Mysterious Akavir. I really don't think we'll ever see Akavir as a continent because they like to keep that mystery. You know, that is always that. You know, those beast folk across the sea. That's my thought.
Yeah. I can see that. Yeah, but I still like, wouldn't be surprised if Elder Scrolls 6 features all of Tamriel, like entire Tamriel.
Kind of just like
massive.
I don't know why you would do that when you have ESO. You know, because still, let's think about it. You don't want to rob Peter to pay Paul at this point, okay? And that's the one thing ESO has going for it. It shows the entire world. If you did both, what would be the point of one or the other? You know what I mean? Like, what would be the point of going back to ESO ever? If you could do that. You know what I mean?
I mean, one is MMORPG. One will be a single player. expect it to be a single player.
Yeah.
now, I'm not
I'm
sure.
actually thinking it might not be a single player.
Yeah,
I'm thinking
there's
it might
that
do
too.
something in the vein of where they're talking about like
With Fallout?
76,
Oh,
where-
can you imagine how many people would be
so you can play with your
pissed?
buddies.
Could you imagine?
People would be angry.
Oh my god. People are already
no,
complaining.
I don't know.
No. It really depends on how they handle it. I mean,
No.
someone sat down and made a LAN mode for Skyrim.
The internet is exploding that there's not a single player only option for Fallout 76. They are
No.
They are exploding.
I'm just saying, think about it like Dark Souls. Being able to invite your friend, or think about it like Divinity.
Oh.
Being able to start a joint campaign if you want. You can
I
play
think there's gonna
Divinity
be
entirely solo as
some
well,
online option. I do
with
think there will
NPC
be.
companions, or you can play Divinity with your friends instead of NPC companions. Or you can play Dark Souls solo, or you can invite a friend of yours into your realm to fight off something, or just hang around. Just quest and level. I wouldn't want this
Yeah,
to be...
I see the anger in his face right now.
No, I'm
That would-
listening, but at the same time, if they go, I honestly think if they go one, they're gonna go all out, just like they did with any of the others. So I don't foresee that,
I don't think so.
being a thing.
I mean, Fallout with the house building system and everything, and the way it's a wasteland and all, it's fitting for a survival game, Rust-like survival game. Elder Scrolls doesn't give you that. Elder Scrolls is...
Yet,
I mean,
Adventure.
technically speaking, Fallout didn't until Fallout 4. So
Yeah.
why not? It's a wasteland. Survival does make sense in a complete wasteland.
yeah, but what if after the Empire, because they already say at the end of Skyrim that they were like, you just made the entire Empire weaker. They jump ahead 60 years. Everything is like, there's just been mass genocides. And now, hey, rebuild Tamriel.
Yeah.
I don't think
Kids are
they
running
would
around
do
all
that.
over the place.
I don't think they would do that. That doesn't... Like, that's not Elder Scrolls.
No,
Why would
Yep.
Todd do it?
you'd be
I know.
Todd's done with the Elder Scrolls. We've already.
Well, again, like they are not supposed to do the same thing over and over again if they don't want. They are the creators of the game.
Sure.
But
Well, not
why
if
would
you
risk it?
believe the internet.
From a
If you believe the internet, all they do is
Right.
complain that they didn't get Elder Scrolls 6. So
that's why I don't believe in the internet.
yeah, internet is
So one thing that I kind of I'm really excited for. I wonder if they're gonna have like dynamic. I'm pretty sure they're gonna have dynamic weather. Like let's go back to Fallout 76 because they said, hey, you see that like clouds over there? There's thunder and rain over there.
Yep.
You can go there and see that. So I'm expecting that same technology gonna be in this, and I'm wondering like with there's a mod I can't remember what it's called for Skyrim. It's like a weather mod. I wonder if they'll actually add that type of stuff to base game Elder Scrolls.
Oh, you mean
That'd be
like the
Honestly-
survival side of things?
Yeah.
Honestly, I believe we will not even think about the things that will be in the games by 2022. Like we could speculate now, but when 2022 or basically that time frame happens, there will be things that surprise us, and we'll be like, "Oh man, I didn't think they could do that."
Yeah.
Yeah.
5 years from now.
I also
this is
think
the first.
I think it's a bit premature
Everything-
on to pretty much say anything about
Yeah.
Elder Scrolls other than
Oh yeah.
theorizing where it may be.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
What is that castle-looking thing? I wonder. Is that a castle or rocks?
That's
it's
rocks.
all rocks.
Rocks.
You need some better eyesight.
Yeah,
there,
seriously, we
buddy.
talked about this.
No.
already.
Could you please let me have my imagination?
Yeah, no,
Gallesner,
It's rocks.
we need
That's
you
a
to make some
tower.
memes. Now for Ark though.
big glasses. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Have a glasses, half of it a rock, and by you see the rock through the glasses, see a castle outside, something like that.
Yeah. That's some fun right there. But guys, I think we're gonna hit the end of our show here. I'm really excited. This E3 showcase was pretty freaking amazing. I was hyped pretty much the entire way through it. Anything in particular you guys saw that you enjoyed more than others? Any final thoughts on this before we wrap up? So why don't you give your final thoughts and then where people can find you? Let's start with Sean.
Since I don't mention this too often, you can find me on Xbox at Shawnownu, and also on Twitter, same thing. Or you can find me at DCN under the same thing.
I mean, did you have any thoughts as well for... wrap it all up. Wrap it all up.
Gotcha. I got you. Well, of course, we all knew Elder Scrolls 6 was going to come out at some point. How long, when that point was? Yeah, we really didn't know. Because we were like, oh, it's going to come out 4 years from the last one. Didn't happen. My bad, screen went black because I wasn't touching my laptop for a while. 4 years since the last one. And then that didn't happen. Okay, then every year it's like, okay, now it's coming. And it just hasn't came. And now we finally got confirmation. That's awesome.
Yeah.
But I'm actually mostly excited for the Blades one, to be honest, because hey, we know it's coming soon.
Yeah.
I'm already signed up for beta. Oh, side note on Blades, you don't need to actually go to the Blades site for it. If you have an iPhone, you can just go straight to the App Store and then press the button, and it'll put you in it'll sign you up.
Yep, I've done that.
Right. But yeah, I'm really excited for Blades to see what that's like.
Yeah.
That's about it for me right now.
Cool. Ark, same thing.
I just want to meet Todd Howard one day. That's my final thought. I want to
just want to touch his hand, be like, never wash it again.
That magnificent, never-changing hair since 25 years.
I
have a copy of that jacket. I think that jacket gives extended lifespan.
It has to.
Dude doesn't age. Like he looks the same. It's the jacket of never ending.
He's actually
never
a
dying
lich.
or whatever, something like that.
his jacket is his what do they call that? The phylactery. That's what his jacket is. So you destroy the jacket, you destroy Todd Howard.
Yeah. Every time someone goes crazy about Todd Howard or Elder Scrolls, his lifespan increases probably.
Yeah.
That's just it. Anytime you mention Elder Scrolls 6, he gains a couple years, and now he finally, it's like Highlander, he's just bored of life. It's like, I just want it to end, so here you go, here's Elder Scrolls 6. Just
if he ever died, people would probably try and like, all right, how do we bring this guy back? Use some necromancy. Bring him back.
I don't know, man. I mean, he is the man behind the series that I've spent years and years, and I met some of the greatest people, and I'm the most passionate about the entire gaming industry. So
right,
yeah, that guy deserves praise. Todd
definitely on my list. But you know who was brain on?
We need to get Todd Howard on Tales.
I don't know if we're popular enough for that. We might get Pete Hines. I felt all
that would work.
Pete Hines and Matt Grandstaff followed me on Twitter, and I thought I won the lottery when they did that. I was so excited. But you know whose brain I'd really love to pick? Like who's really out there? Michael Kirkbride, the guy who wrote all the 36 lessons. Yeah. Now he no longer works for Bethesda, but that gentleman was out there. Like
I expect him to be like insane and don't make any sense in a conversation.
Do you know what I picture him like? The guy from Ancient Aliens. Just the
I don't remember.
Just that guy. I'm sitting there picturing him in my head going
Vivek. Divinity.
Iren is really a robot from the 7th era. You know, like that is what I picture when I picture Michael Kirkbride. So yeah, that is something that I think would be kind of neat to see. But definitely the Elder Scrolls 6 thing is what kind of threw me off. Never would have thought when I heard that score, I was just like, no. Like that just
plan your vacations already, right?
Oh yeah, no.
All right, somewhere in this time frame I'm taking 2 to 3 weeks off straight up.
Yeah, right. It
was a different score too, and like a very different
it had the undertones. I knew it as soon as I heard it. I'm like, they already discussed an Elder Scrolls. Elder Scrolls. What is this?
It had the undertones, but I mean instrumental ones.
Oh yeah,
like the instruments that they use.
Well,
I don't know the names, what they're called, so I can elaborate.
Well, I will say this: people have already been hammering Jeremy Soule on Twitter, and he's like, I'm so glad people are.
He's a musician, right?
Yeah, he is. He pretty much did all the Elder Scrolls. He did not do that theme.
Yeah.
Yeah, he came out. I was like, I appreciate everyone asking, but I can't say anything else about it, but I did not do that score. So maybe that's why it sounded maybe a little different. I don't know.
Who made the original one anyway? Was it Jeremy Soule, the original, like the first one?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
The Elder Scrolls theme really didn't start coming into its own till Morrowind. I don't seem to remember that theme from Daggerfall. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was there, but if it was like MIDI music, so therefore it was kind of like, yeah, okay, whatever. So Jeremy Soule has always been very integral to the whole thing, but he did not make that theme. So, and that was actually one of my complaints when ESO came out. Jeremy Soule wasn't involved at all.
Yeah. I mean, they still did it. Like whoever did it.
Brad Derrick. He did very good.
An amazing job, but
very good. But it still wasn't Jeremy Soule.
Yeah.
Of course, you can follow me on Twitter at Aggelos, AGGELOS_DCN. You can follow everything we do, dungeoncrawlernetwork.com, where you can find links to all of our social media, our Facebook, all that fun stuff. Is all located there, as well as of our other shows for Ashes of Creation, Saga of Lucemia, our general MMO gaming show, and all that fun stuff. Of course, if you're interested in joining us in the North American PC Mega Server, you can do that. Hands of Fate, just send me a mail in-game or join our Discord and leave me a message with your account name, but at AGGELOS. And I can take care of that. Of course, if you play on the European side, you can message at Arkhaniir to join the DCN guild there. Yes. I got you covered, even though you didn't say it. Don't worry about it.
Thank you.
So definitely check those out if you're interested in playing with the DCN crew, either on the European side or, of course, the North American PC side. If you're console, well, you're just SOL. Sorry, not going to happen. Sorry. All right. Thank you so much, guys. We hope you enjoyed this episode of Tales of Tamriel. And I guess we'll see you next time. Have a great week, everyone. See you later.
See ya.
Ooh.